Alright, hello everyone. Right now we've got a match on Argus Desert Gate 3v3, and I'll be showing you some basic abilities that the Tech Marine has to deal with Eldar and Space Marines in general. So hopefully this will benefit everyone. So here we go. I'm going to turn it up to 2 speed, just to get things going a little bit faster. Basically, we start out here with one tack build, and then I'm going to follow up with the second scout later. You'll see why pretty soon here. You send your hero up to the front to try and deal with any cappers, and yeah, there's the warp spider right there, trying to get an early cap on the VP. Tries to flank me and get into the building. And the buildings actually provide better cover and bonuses than green cover now, so right now I'm sort of fighting a losing fight. But I do have my tactical squad backing me up to do the extra DPS to try and beat this guy. And he's got his guardians over here shooting my tech marine as well. So I'm going to pull back there, try and take some less damage, moving my attacks up. Really try to focus this warp spider out of there. Now, I only saw one JU, so I was sort of expecting banshees. So I have shotguns already made here to try to keep them off me. What you're gonna do is you blast them away, and then you focus fire to try to get as much damage as possible done to the banshees before they engage you. Now, this guy isn't that smart. He decides to let me kite him with my tech marine while my tactical marines do damage. And so I'm going to move back and see if I can't finish them off. Try to go around, but it seems he's already coming back the other way. So I'm going to try to move in for the melee kill here, since there's a bonus, even for tactical marines. Least expect it, but I don't manage to catch up with him. So move back up to try and engage with these guardians. Looks like he's researching grenades there. I have my second squad out now, and I'll be researching a Sarjak for some of my own grenades, which is very vital to dealing with melee, which looks like he's got another She squad out, which makes this build even more viable against Eldar. And what he's going to try to do here is get my tax, but I'm going to place a grenade right on top of my tax, then retreat, which causes Banshee squad to take heavy casualties there. And while the warp spider is still in the fight, as well as the Banshees barely, will have to pull out there, but my shotguns are back. I do a blast to try and save some scouts there and to try to finish them off. But it looks like they're going to get away with 38 HP. And then I'm going to pull my tech marine back into the battle and try to force this warp spider out of there. I'm trying to stick to cover, take as least damage as possible. Looks like he's teleporting back. I'm going to go ahead and move my tech marine up there and try to decap that VP, as right now our team is down 400 to 500. I'm going to take some damage here, but I will manage to decapture it before I take too much damage. And he pulls out because, he was already in a weak state, even in green cover. And I pull back because I'm expecting the She's already back on the field, which they are not done reinforcing, but you never know. I'll wait for the rest of my squads to come up. And right now, I think I've also researched a second shotgun. Yeah, there's a second shotgun, because with 2 She's, one shotgun blast really doesn't cut it for the suppression. So you want to have a second shotgun so you can suppress the other squad. Although it does remove the energy to use a grenade, and you'll have to wait a while for the grenade to become available, it is very, very much worth it. Because not only does it continue to stall them, but it allows your tactical squad, tech marine, and the other 2 scout squads to continue to do damage. Almost as good as a grenade, and requires micro. Now these She's decide to come up, so move my attacks back to kite, move my scouts back to kite, and I'll give him the blast right here. And you focus fire. He's got a second squad coming in, and I'm going to try a grenade there, but it doesn't do much damage. So at this point, I don't have bionics on my tech marine. And I think I hit X on him earlier, but the command didn't go through, so some type of micro error there, so I end up losing my tech marine. So, not something that happens to me usually, but poor tech marine goes down. Stop that cell phone. Oh, and another thing you can do, it's a very good investment, what I did here, I didn't even notice. You turret your power tier 1 you're using 30 power for it. You're not building a second tactical squad with this build, so you're not going to be out, 200 rec, not a big deal. So that investment pretty much protects your power until they hit tier 2 at least. There's really no way to flank this position whatsoever. As long as you hold your front line, there's no way they can get around there. So it's pretty much perfection as far as tier 1 protection of generator. It only works on some maps. Some maps there's too much flanking, but for this map it works really well. Now right here I'm going to try to blast his guardians out and try to move in for some heavy damage. You get closer with shotguns, they do a little bit more damage. He tries to use a grenade on me, but I keep on moving up and continue to do damage while the rest of my squads move in.
Victory point is being retaken.
At this point, with no second she squad, I really do not fear this Eldar player very much. So I'm going to go ahead and move up and try to scout out what he's put down and what's over here. Which right now I just see a power node, so just take the green cover. I think I pop on some... yeah, there we go. I popped on the cracking bolts there to try and do more damage. Which, surprisingly enough, actually do more damage to almost all targets. I haven't noticed any target that doesn't take more damage from it. So it's obviously not just for heavy infantry, as you may have expected reading the description. And right now I'm just going to decap and keep my attacks in the rear, as they're very vulnerable. You want to always have your attacks away from any possible melee. To be, oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. I guess I decided not to decap that because I was seeing I saw my my allied hero get killed by some cheese, so I knew they were coming. So I guess I was just preparing myself instead of capturing the wreck point. Looks like he's moving in, even though he's totally outgunned now without a second cheese squad. I'm going to try to put them back into a shotgun blast and then use a grenade. I think is my plan here. Yeah, there goes the grenade. And it lands right in the middle of his squads there. Does a lot of damage to those guardians and banshees. And I see his grenade there, and I barely hit the retreat button in time. That's one thing you have to watch, and sort of a mistake I made there is you can't clump your squads as Space Marines very often because they're very slow moving except for scouts, so it's very hard to dodge grenades unless you're paying attention to the squad indicator with the mana bar below it, and then you can see when grenades are coming. But I did not see it because I was focused on throwing my own grenades, and I was sort of clumped up there and using my scout's ability. And right there, I just used the master-crafted bolter to do superior damage and suppress that warp spider, try to force him off of the VP. Because at this point, our team is down by about 100 points. While Killjoy's holding the middle with his range spam, heavy bolter spam, and Abaddon seems to be pushing left side pretty well. I'm tier 2 now. I bring up a plasma cannon because I'm sort of expecting Wraithguard. Since he's lost his second she squad, I was feeling that he would probably invest in some type of Wraithguard spam. Plasma cannon with a spotter, aka scouts, is a pretty good response to it. Wraithguard, they have to get pretty close up, and at this point, my spotters would be able to spot him way before he got in range with the plasma cannon and be able to do a lot of damage to them and force them out. I sort of realized this tactic on mistake. I was playing an Eldar one time and had a plasma cannon, and I noticed, this is one of my first games on online play, I noticed that my plasma cannon pretty much kept him at bay really well while my range units could focus fire. So that's pretty much the best strategy I've seen against him, because you can jump Assault Marines in, but immediately you'll get targeted by his other troops. Any good player will support them and back them up. But at this point, I don't see any units fielded. It looks like he's floating huge on his red pool, so he obviously hasn't decided on what to invest in, or, whatever. Looks like I'm moving my Tech Marine up here to try to see what's going on. Notice the Warp Spider over there, so I head over there to try to deal with him. At this point, I have Bionics Research. It's a very powerful ability against melee, and really any squads. Unsuspecting range squads can be completely knocked back by it. And you'll see a little bit of its ability here. He tries to get behind my plasma cannon. Not a very smart